Okay, thank you for watching my video series, and welcome to part 4, I guess it is, of geocoding and mapping to Google Maps, putting your data on Google Maps. I call the last one part 2, basically because I did an introduction, but it's part 3, whatever. This is part 4. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at the file that actually puts the data on your database. Now we've looked at the parsing file that puts your that populates your latitude and longitude, and we've taken a look at how you can take your split files using concatenate WS, and this concatenate or concat WS command right here will add this, what you have in your first argument, which is I have a comma and a space, and it will append this comma and space to any fields you have after this. So if you have 2 fields, 3 fields, 4 fields, in this case we only need 3 fields. We need the address, the physical address, the city, and the state. If you just need city and state, you can do that. In fact, I have a program that just uses city and state because it's a classified ad program that tracks ads that I'm putting in classified ad sites, and those are basically city specific. They're not going to come down to an address. So with this, the next step here is going to be to look at the file that actually creates the map, which is, in this case, PHP SQL Ajax map.htm, and this is from the tutorials that were on Google, and I'm going to have to see if I can find that. Database mapping, geocode Google from database. I forget that I've already gone through this with you guys in the earlier one. Okay, here's the geocoding of the map, and well, that's the geocoding. So what we need is the later one. Let's see if this is it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the later one here. If you go to this page here, which is google.com, Apis, Maps, Articles, PHP, SQL, Ajax, HTML, this is where the tutorial is, and I'll also have this on my website where I have this video. I'll go ahead and link to that as well. So this gets into populating the database. This doesn't really play off of the fact that we've been able to geocode the database through a different method. This assumes that you're putting in geocoded information. So I don't know if their intention was for you to see this video first or see the other video first, but either way you look at it, if you've watched the other 2 videos, you should have a good grasp on how to inject geocoded information. This one here, what this does is it turns your data into an XML output file, and they offer 3 different files for this because of something with how your PHP might work or whatever. Now I've tried all 3. They have gen XML, it's PHP Ajax underscore gen XML, and then they have underscore gen XML2, and then underscore gen XML3. Now I'm on Bluehost and GoDaddy, and I have tried these gen XMLs, the one that's not numbered, which would be the 1, I guess, and I've tried 2, and I've tried 3, and the only one I can get effectively working with a map, and it works on both of mine, is this gen XML2. So I'm going to assume that this is what's working with most servers right now. So if you look at this file, basically all you have to do is you just copy this file and you open Notepad++ and just take a new page on Notepad++, copy this in, and then you save it as a PHP file, or not as a PHP file. Well, let's see, I think maybe it is a PHP file. Yeah, you save it as a PHP file, then you upload it to your server. I'm not going to do that right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go into the file that I've got, and I've maybe modified this one for my purposes. Let me take a look. Let's see, what database? No, this is grabbing from markers. Okay, yeah, for the tutorial I've kept this one straight. So this grabs from markers. This is your XML file that builds your markers in the markers page. So we'll go to that, and let me find that. Hang on a second. Add manager, contact, maps, multi-map, A. Okay, that's why I got a MAP. My bad. Okay. No, that's actually not what I want. So anyway, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to put I know where it's at, so we're going to put the XML file in there, and that XML file is called PHP SQL Ajax blah blah. So if I go in here and try and if I pull this out, it should pop right into place. PHP, yeah, here it is. Okay, so this is what your XML file is going to look like when you open it. First thing you're going to think is you got an error someplace or whatever, but that's not the case. What you do is you right click and you view page source, and if you're using something other than Firefox, then it's going to show something else. What you're looking for is you're looking for this. This is the XML output that is needed by the file on the other end, and it's going to give you all of this information in XML form. And this XML information is going to be used by your final file in order to get what it is, what it's trying to get. So let me pull up that file, and that is going to be, yeah, the map. Okay, this is the file that's a part of the tutorial from Google. So what we're going to do is we're in this XML file. This creates the XML output from your database. So on your database, you're going to want to change the query here, and let's see, echo markers. You don't want to change this because this is what's needed on the other end. Basically, in your next file, it's going to take the information from this XML file, and it's going to parse it using these parameters right here. Now, these are the parameters you're going to modify, and we're pretty much done with the actual Google side of the tutorial. Now I'm going to move on to how I've modified things. The one last thing is I'm going to go ahead and pull out the Google Map tutorial part, and let's make sure that I'm in the right page, and I am. Okay, this is how Google puts out their information. You need a Google key, and this in my case is a different Google key than the Google key that I had in the file that populated the geocode information, the latitude and longitude. So as you look at the tutorial here, where I put the tutorial page, off on the left it gives you the links to your API directions, things of that nature. So what we're going to do is you get that API, you find the one of the three files that's going to work for you here on the XML output. It's either 1, 2, or 3, and in most cases I've found 2 works, 3 doesn't, 1 doesn't either. And it says checking that the XML output works. It doesn't tell you you have to open it up in view source. I don't know why it doesn't tell you that. It shows you that it displays in the browser, but I know for a fact that XML does not typically display in the browser, so you got to do the view source. Okay, then your GL download. Okay, yeah, that's in your final display file. You have to make sure that your GL download file, which is right here, GL download URL, if you're using it, it comes default as this gen XML, and if you're going to use 2 like I'm suggesting, you'll have to change this where it says that. You'll have to just put a 2 in there, and then you're golden. And then from there it just goes down to the bottom, and then it constructs your bubble tag. And I'll show you how I've constructed my bubble tag in the other. So anyway, let me undo all that so I don't have to resave. Okay, so that takes care of the mapping file. Now we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, I think, because we're 11 minutes in on this already. So anyway, this is your mapping file, and I've shown you the XML file that creates the map for the mapping file. And once you've successfully put all of that together, you will end up with a file that looks like this. Now, in my next lesson, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to get the file to cover the entire United States, how to get it to zoom on a particular record, how you set up this particular sheet right here, and I'm going to get into the parsing forms. And you can see how I've got it set up to, if you click on a record, it'll zoom. And this is Alaska, so this is kind of a poor example. So let me find something in the United States. That's Key West. I don't want to go that far south. We'll go to Brandon, Florida. I keep hitting my edit when I want to hit something else. You can see I've got this set to a particular zoom level right here, and it's not the full United States. But I've also got a code in there that if I want the full United States, or if someone has not put in an actual record number to zoom on that record, that it just centers on the United States and pulls out to a zoom level of the entire United States. And that way you can see all of the markers. This is good if you have a wide area. But if you're dealing with a small geographical region or 2 small geographical regions, you can set the zoom for that. So anyway, we'll continue on in the next one.